Jimin late again? Mother-in-law Lee. Myung-ja's sharp voice filled the entrance. Han Jimin stood holding grocery bags, but heavier than their weight was her mother-in-law's gaze. Sorry, mother. The mart was too crowded. Enough excuses. Hurry and prepare dinner. You missed father's blood pressure medication time. 27-year-old Han Jimin. Just a year ago, she was a new teacher in classrooms filled with children's laughter, teaching the future. During math classes, seeing children's innocent eyes asking, "Teacher, why does it work this way?" brought her fulfillment. After school, she discussed educational philosophy with colleagues over coffee, spending weekends in libraries, researching new teaching methods. Back then, Jimin had dreams. She wanted to become an educator who didn't just transfer knowledge, but helped children think and dream independently. Though only 3 months into teaching, she was already known among parents as the passionate new teacher. But everything crumbled the moment she married Park Do-hyun. A married woman should focus on household duties. Why work outside? Myung-ja said less than a week after the wedding. Jimin initially thought it was excessive affection, but days later, at a family gathering, Myung-ja became more adamant. Jimin, quit school. Do-hyun earns enough. Why do you need to work? Mother, I really love teaching children. Liking something doesn't make it right. Who'll handle housework? Who'll care for in-laws? Do-hyun works so hard outside. Should he do housework too when he comes home? Father-in-law Park Sung-man added while reading his newspaper, exactly. Today's young women don't know their place. Family harmony comes first, not self-realization nonsense. Husband Park Do-hyun said nothing. Rather, he couldn't. Having lived under his mother's authority, his entire life, opposition was unimaginable. He simply nodded, agreeing with his mother. Jimin, mother's right. Now that we're married, you should focus on family. Jimin's heart seemed to stop. Before marriage, Do-hyun had promised, I'll respect your dreams too. Let's live happily together. But that promise seemed to lose meaning the moment they exchanged rings. Do-hyun, but still. Jimin, please understand. Mother's saying this for our sake. Eventually, Jimin wrote her resignation. The principal was disappointed. Colleagues tried to dissuade her, but it was useless. On her last teaching day, children cried asking, "Why are you leaving, teacher?" But Jimin could only lie with a smile. Teacher is taking a new path too. Since then, Jimin's days completely changed. Starting at 5 a.m. preparing breakfast for in-laws. Then laundry, cleaning, shopping, dinner preparation. Everything became her responsibility. Her mother-in-law monitored every move. Jimin, this side dish is too salty. Redo it. Jimin, what's this bathroom cleaning? You didn't do it properly. Jimin, late again? Can't you manage time? Most unbearable was Do-hyun's indifference. He showed no interest in his wife's struggles or her abandoned dreams. Rather, coming home, he'd naturally order Jimin, bring me beer. Jimin, where's the remote? One evening, when Jimin expressed her difficulties, Do-hyun got angry. Jimin, grow up. All other daughters-in-law live like this. Do you think you're special? Is being good to mother that hard? Do-hyun, I'm human too. I had dreams. Dreams? What dream talk now? Accept reality if you're married. You should be grateful our family accepted you. Those words silenced Jimin completely. Be grateful we accepted you. As if she were a charity case. Seeing her husband speak as if he'd done her a favor, Jimin realized how foolish she'd been. Actually, the commercial building they lived in was precious. Inheritance from Jimin's parents, given so their daughter could remain economically independent after marriage. Monthly rent from the convenience store on the first floor, small offices on the second, and their residence on the third provided sufficient income. But the in-laws ignored this fact. Myung-ja bragged to friends, "You don't know how big our house is. We even have a commercial building." While boasting as if it were their property, she demanded gratitude from Jimin. "We're supporting you. Jimin, you living in this house is thanks to us. Isn't Do-hyun's salary paying for living expenses?" But actually, most living expenses came from the building's rental income. Do-hyun's company salary wasn't much, and he spent most of it on drinks and golf. Yet the in-laws presented it, as if Do-hyun excellently fulfilled his breadwinner role. Most absurd was Jimin's hospital escort duty. Regular checkups for in-laws, dental treatments, even cold visits, all became Jimin's responsibility. Jimin, it's father's hospital day today. Get ready. Mother, today I have. Have what? What's so urgent for you? Caring for in-laws comes first. Humiliation continued at hospitals. Though doctors explained to Jimin as the guardian, father-in-law would say, "Don't explain details to our daughter-in-law, just tell me." Jimin merely carried bags and handled registration. House cleaning was the same. Jimin alone managed the entire three-story building. Mother-in-law even wanted Jimin to clean her personal room. "Jimin, tidy my room before leaving. Too much dust accumulated." "Mother, there are many personal items." "What personal items? We're all family. How can you draw lines like that?" A year passed this way. Jimin's heart gradually withered. Her hands, once teaching children the joy of mathematics, now knew only rags and dishwashing. Her confident voice from the classroom now only produced, "Yes, mother, and I understand." Sometimes alone at night, Jimin looked in the mirror and asked herself, "Is this really my life, the life I dreamed of?" But the answer was always silence. And in that silence, Jimin was slowly losing herself. Her once proud shoulders gradually slumped. Shadows fell across her once bright face. Today again, mother-in-law's nagging began. "Jimin, you didn't iron Do-hyun's shirt properly. This would embarrass him at work." Jimin bowed her head and replied, "Sorry, mother. I'll do it again." She felt her own voice growing smaller. The voice that once confidently taught children in classrooms now contained only apologies and servility. That night, Do-hyun's words left. The final wound. "Jimin, you look unhappy lately." A married woman shouldn't go around with that expression. Our family's reputation is at stake, too. Only then did Jimin realize in this house she wasn't a human being, but merely a tool for housework. And even that tool was being criticized for not functioning properly. That night, Jimin regretted marriage for the first time. More precisely, she admitted this marriage wasn't what she wanted. Most of all, she was overwhelmed by despair that her dreamed of life as a teacher, those precious times, creating the future with children, might never return. Lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, tears flowed down Jimin's face. The once confident woman now had to be careful even about crying, watching her husband's and in-laws' reactions. Will my dream really disappear like this? She couldn't find an answer yet. The only certainty was that if this life continued, Han Jimin herself might completely disappear. Do-hyun returned past 11 p.m. His clothes were neater than usual, and he seemed somehow pleased. And a faint perfume scent reached Jimin's nose, definitely not the perfume she used. "Very late. You worked hard." "Yeah, there were some complicated matters." Do-hyun mumbled his answer and hurried into the bathroom. Jimin felt something strange but let it pass. But the next morning, fate struck. Do-hyun rushed off to work, leaving his phone in the bedroom. Normally, Jimin would have ignored it, but message alerts kept ringing. More from worry than curiosity, Jimin checked the screen, wondering if it was urgent company contact. But the sender's name on the screen was Choi Eun-byul, an unfamiliar woman's name. Jimin's heart began pounding. The message content was even more shocking. "Last night was really enjoyable. This contract is going smoothly thanks to you. I hope we can start something new together soon. Can we meet tonight too?" Jimin's hands trembled. New beginning. Last night was enjoyable. Her heart pounded like it would burst, and she felt dizzy. But this was just the beginning. Scrolling up revealed more messages, exchanges from several days ago. "Do-hyun oppa, how about that project you mentioned at the investment briefing? It's a really good opportunity. Yoon-byul, I want to hear more details. Should we meet tonight?" "Yes, great. Let's talk slowly somewhere quiet. I'll help you succeed, oppa." "Thanks." You really seem to understand me. Goosebumps covered Jimin's body. Understand me? What about Jimin, after living together? 5 years, supporting her husband's dreams, sacrificing everything for his family. Did she not understand him? Scrolling further up, there were even photos. Do-hyun and a woman laughing while drinking wine at an upscale restaurant. The woman was much younger and more beautiful than expected. Wearing a glamorous dress, leaning on Do-hyun's arm, they looked like lovers. Jimin's legs went weak and she nearly collapsed. But more shocking was what came next. Checking more messages revealed it wasn't simple adultery. Oppa, if this investment succeeds, we can start our company together. The business item I know is really jackpot. How much is needed? About 300 million won to start. You said you have a commercial building at home, right? You could get a loan using that as collateral. Jimin's mind went blank. Commercial building? That was precious inheritance from her parents. But Do-hyun wanted to use that building as collateral for business with another woman. But it's under my wife's name, so it's complicated. Then talk to your wife. Or there are other ways. I'll look into it. Talking to Jimin is. She's been sensitive lately. Arpa, really? Why do you mind such a woman? So much. When her husband wants to do business, shouldn't she naturally help? Jimin couldn't read anymore. She dropped the phone and leaned against the wall, gasping. Tears poured out. Anger, despair, and betrayal hit her all at once. This can't be reality. But it was reality. Her husband was cheating with another woman and even coveting Jimin's property, while Jimin had devoted herself to his family, abandoned her dreams, endured all humiliation. Her husband was planning a future with another woman. When Do-hyun returned that evening, Jimin quietly asked, "Who is Choi Eun-byul?" Do-hyun's face momentarily hardened, but he quickly acted nonchalant. "Who? Oh, someone I met at work." "Why?" "A message came to your phone this morning. I accidentally saw it." "What did you see?" Do-hyun's voice turned cold, not guilty but angry. "Do-hyun, be honest. What's your relationship with her?" "Hey, Han Jimin. What are you suspecting now?" Do-hyun raised his voice instead. "You don't know what work I do. Why are you being so sensitive?" "She's just someone I consult about investments." "Don't misunderstand. Investment consultation." "Then why did a message come saying, 'Last night was enjoyable'? Investment consultation at night? We talked over dinner. A business meeting. Then why didn't you tell me? Why hide it?" Do-hyun was momentarily speechless, but soon became more aggressive. "Hey, Han Jimin, what are you saying to me now? I'm running around day and night to make money, and instead of being grateful, you suspect and interrogate me like this? Is this what a wife should do?" Jimin couldn't believe it. Do-hyun was cheating, yet she was becoming the bad person. "Do-hyun, I was just curious." "Curious? Since when have you been so interested in my work?" "Usually. You just do housework and never asked what I do." Do-hyun's words left Jimin speechless. Had she really been indifferent to her husband's work? No. Rather, Jimin always worried about her husband and tried to comfort him when he struggled. But Do-hyun always pushed her away, saying, "Just mind the housework. And recently, your attitude is really strange. Why have you become so prickly and sensitive? You weren't like this before marriage." Jimin's chest felt stuffy. She'd become prickly. Despite doing everything at home without complaining. Despite abandoning her dreams without resenting her husband. "I haven't changed." "But you." "I what? What did I do wrong?" Suddenly, mother-in-law came out of her room, apparently awakened by the loud voices. "What's this noise? How can a married couple fight late at night?" "Mother, Jimin is making strange suspicions." Do-hyun immediately tattled to his mother. Jimin was astounded. "Do-hyun is with another woman." "What? Another woman?" Mother-in-law's eyes flashed. "Mother, that's not." "Jimin, are you calling our Do-hyun a playboy now?" Mother-in-law's voice grew louder. "When has our Do-hyun ever done such things? Do you know how rude you're being?" "Mother, I just—" "Not just. You can't properly be a wife, so my son seeks comfort outside. Mother-in-law's words cut Jimin's heart like a knife. She couldn't properly be a wife. After sacrificing everything for this family, quitting teaching, abandoning dreams, doing all housework, our Do-hyun is so sincere and good. How can you suspect him? Apologize quickly. Mother, apologize. At mother-in-law's shouting, Jimin couldn't endure any more. Her whole body trembled and tears poured out. At that moment, something more shocking happened. Another message came to Do-hyun's phone, this time quite loud. Mother-in-law heard it too. Whose call is that? Do-hyun panicked and quickly grabbed his phone, but Jimin already saw the message on screen. Oppa, let's go to the bank tomorrow for loan consultation. Fighting for our dream. I love you. Mother-in-law also saw the message. The room fell silent. Do-hyun, what is this? Mother-in-law's voice trembled. Mother, this is... Who sent a message saying they love you? Do-hyun was speechless. No more excuses possible. Do-hyun, answer. At mother-in-law's shouting, Do-hyun finally spoke. Mother, actually. Actually what? I really got a business opportunity. But I need funds. That's not the point. The problem is another woman sent a love message. Mother-in-law finally grasped the situation. But surprisingly, her reaction differed from Jimin's expectations. Jimin, this happens because you can't properly be a wife. She still blamed Jimin. Mother, that's not it. What did I do wrong? Nothing wrong. If you'd properly cared for your husband, would another woman have room to interfere? Jimin couldn't endure anymore. Anger surged up. What do you see me as? I'm human, too. When did I not properly care for my husband? What? Are you talking back to me now? Yes, I am. What exactly did I do wrong? I abandoned my dreams to serve this family, quit teaching, did housework all day without complaining. And you say I couldn't properly be a wife? This girl really? As mother-in-law raised her hand, Do-hyun stopped her. Mother, stop. Do-hyun, see how your wife treats me. Mother, I was wrong. Do-hyun bowed his head, but only briefly. Jimin, I'm sorry, but understand. It's really a good opportunity. If successful, we can live better. Jimin looked at Do-hyun incredulously. Live better? With whom? Me? Or Choi Eun-byul? Jimin, why think that way? I'm doing this for our family. Don't lie, I saw everything. You wanted to use my commercial building as collateral for business with that woman. At those words, mother-in-law's face changed. What? Commercial building? Mother, Do-hyun tried to get a loan using the commercial building under my name as collateral to do business with another woman. Do-hyun, is this true? Mother-in-law's voice became frightening. The commercial building was the family's main income source. Touching it was tantamount to betraying the family. Mother, that's not... What's not? You're cheating with another woman and trying to touch family property too. Now mother-in-law was angry, but not from worry about Jimin, because of the commercial building. Do-hyun, how infatuated are you with that woman? Planning to lose family property? Mother, if the business succeeds, we can earn much more. If it succeeds, what if it fails? We'll end up on the streets. Mother-in-law finally felt the seriousness, but still protected Do-hyun. Jimin, you must keep quiet about this. If it gets out, our family's reputation will be ruined. Jimin was astounded. Even in this situation, worrying about reputation. Mother, reputation isn't the issue. Not the issue. What do you know? Then Do-hyun suddenly shouted loudly, Everyone stop, I'll handle this myself. Handle what? How will you handle what's already ruined? Jimin shouted. Jimin, don't be so angry. I really did this for us. For us? Don't be ridiculous. You told that woman. She understands you. What about me? After sacrificing everything for you for 5 years, I didn't understand you. Do-hyun couldn't answer. After that stormy night's conversation, the house atmosphere turned ice cold. Do-hyun hadn't come home for days, and mother-in-law, Lee Myung-ja's gaze toward Jimin was sharp. Jimin, sit down. Mother-in-law spoke solemnly while Jimin prepared breakfast. Father-in-law was also present. The atmosphere suggested some major announcement. Mother, what's happening? We had a family meeting about Do Hyun's situation. You need to hear this. Jimin sat anxiously. Do Hyun brought that woman. That Choi Eun-byul bitch yesterday. Jimin's heart sank. What? Listen clearly. That woman came to our house and sat confidently with Do Hyun, right in front of us. Mother-in-law's voice trembled with anger. What did she say? What did she say? I was too shocked to speak. Father-in-law interrupted. That bitch claimed she's Do Hyun's business partner, then boldly suggested using this house's commercial building as collateral for business funds. Jimin couldn't believe her ears. The mistress came to the in-laws' house demanding her property. That's not all, that woman said. Mother-in-law paused, grinding her teeth before continuing. She plans to marry Do Hyun, meaning excluding you. What? Jimin jumped up. Sit, the story's not finished, father-in-law shouted. That shameless woman said, Jimin doesn't understand Do Hyun Oppa. I can achieve his dreams together. She claimed divorce and remarriage with her would improve business. Jimin's whole body trembled with rising anger. What did Do Hyun say? That's even worse. Our son stammered before that woman saying Yoon Byul is right. In front of his parents. Mother-in-law's voice grew louder. Then he said he'd divorce you and start fresh with that woman. Of course, while keeping the commercial building for themselves. The commercial building? Yes, that woman said since it's marital property, half belongs to Do Hyun after divorce, so they could use it for business. Jimin laughed incredulously. Her husband and his mistress were planning their future with her parents' inheritance. Mother, what did you say? What do you think? I said absolutely not. How would we live in this house? Mother-in-law's concern was their residence and living expenses. Jimin's pain meant nothing to her. But that woman was clever. She coaxed us with sweet words. Mother, father, don't worry. When our business succeeds, we'll move you to a better house. And? Honestly, father was somewhat tempted by her words. Father-in-law awkwardly smiled defensively. No, just listening. If business really succeeds. Father, Jimin shouted. How can you say that? When they want to do business with another woman using my property. Jimin, calm down. We're troubled too. Mother-in-law sighed. Honestly, Do Hyun is completely infatuated with that woman. He won't listen to anything we say. So what do you want to do? Jimin, think realistically. Do Hyun's heart already turned. No point holding on. Jimin looked at mother-in-law incredulously. Are you telling me to just give up? Not give up. Handle it wisely. Father-in-law stepped forward. Jimin, we thought about this. Rather have you request divorce first. You take the commercial building, but give us monthly payments. What? We need to live too. You were a good daughter-in-law for 5 years. Jimin was astounded. Even in this situation, they only cared about their interests. Mother, father, what are you saying? What? Realistic talk. Do Hyun will live with that woman anyway, and we have nowhere to go. So you taking the commercial building means you're responsible for our living expenses, right? Mother-in-law's shamelessness left Jimin speechless. Consider it repayment for accepting you as family for 5 years. Then the front door opened. Do Hyun's voice, but not alone. Mother, father, hello. An unfamiliar woman's voice, Choi Eun-byul. Jimin went to the living room. Yoon-byul entering with Do Hyun was more confident than expected. Carrying designer bags, wearing expensive clothes. Most importantly, acting naturally as if she were this house's mistress. Hello, Jimin. Yoon-byul greeted her so naturally it was astounding. Nice to meet you. Do Hyun Oppa told me a lot about you. Jimin didn't respond, just stared at Yoon-byul piercingly. Jimin, could we talk? Seems like we're misunderstanding each other. Misunderstanding? Jimin spoke for the first time. Yes, I love Do Hyun Oppa, but that doesn't mean I disrespect you. There must be a way for everyone to be happy. Jimin laughed incredulously at Yoon-byul's words. A way for everyone to be happy? Yes. Actually, Do Hyun Oppa worries about you a lot. Whether you'll live well after divorce. So, So I propose sharing commercial building profits so you can continue living. Of course, we need parts for business. Jimin couldn't believe her ears. Do business with her property while sharing profits with her. And you can meet someone new and live happily. I really want you to be happy. Do Hyun nodded at Yoon Byul's words. Jimin, Yoon Byul is right. We don't all need to get hurt. Jimin couldn't endure anymore. Don't need to get hurt. Do you know how I feel right now? Jimin, don't be angry. Let's think realistically. Realistically? Fine. Let's think realistically. Jimin stood up. Remember what I did for this house for 5 years. Abandoned my dreams, quit teaching, cleaned and cooked, and did laundry daily while serving in-laws. What are you saying now? Jimin. Shut up, I'm talking. Jimin's voice echoed through the house. Do business with another woman using my property? Share those profits with me? Am I a beggar? Yoon Byul said frantically, Jimin, that's not what I meant. I really. Really what? Really, for my sake, don't be ridiculous. Jimin approached Yoon Byul. Who are you to come to my house and decide how to handle my property? Jimin, calm down. Calm down, after you stole my husband. I didn't steal him. Do Hyun Oppa chose me. Yoon Byul's words made Jimin angrier. Chose you? Then what am I? What were 5 years of marriage? Jimin, honestly, Do Hyun Oppa wasn't satisfied with married life with you. Yoon Byul dropped a bombshell. Not satisfied? Yes, Do Hyun Oppa is ambitious. He has bigger dreams. But you didn't understand him. Jimin's whole body trembled. I didn't understand. I abandoned my dreams to support my husband. That's not real support. Just housework. Do Hyun Oppa wants a partner. Someone to grow with in business and life. So you're that partner. Yes, exactly. Yoon Byul answered confidently. I understand Do Hyun Oppa's dreams and can achieve them together. Most importantly, I truly love him. Truly love, then I loved him falsely. Your love came from duty, not real love. Hearing those words, Jimin's reason snapped. 5 years of devotion and sacrifice called duty. Her love called fake. You really. As Jimin lunged at Yoon Byul, Do Hyun blocked her. Jimin, stop. Move. Did you hear what this woman said? I heard. But honestly, Yoon Byul isn't wrong. Do Hyun's words made Jimin freeze completely. What? Jimin, look back at our marriage. Did you really understand me? Support me when I wanted bigger dreams. I supported you. I even quit teaching. That's support. You just quit because mother-in-law told you. Not real support. Jimin looked at Do Hyun incredulously. You really think that? Jimin, sorry, but I'll be honest. Being with you feels suffocating. Same daily routine, same conversations. No progress. No progress. With Yoon Byul it's different. New ideas emerge, feeling of growing together. Tears flowed from Jimin's eyes. But not tears of sadness this time. Tears of anger. Fine, do whatever you want. As Jimin turned away, Yoon Byul spoke again. Jimin, then what about the commercial building? Should we reasonably? Reasonably? Jimin turned and glared at Yoon Byul. You call using my property reasonable? Who are you? Jimin, don't be angry. Since it's marital property after divorce. After divorce what? Half belongs to Do Hyun Oppa. Jimin laughed, but that laugh was frighteningly cold. You really think so? Yes, legally too. Then Jimin decided. She couldn't live with these people anymore. Most importantly, she had to protect her property. Fine, let's handle it legally. What? Do Hyun panicked. Let's go to a lawyer. Confirm legally whose property it is. Jimin, why go that far? Why? You mentioned legal stuff first. Jimin took out her phone. I'll book a lawyer's office right now. Let's go tomorrow. Jimin calmed down. We can resolve this among ourselves. Ourselves? Who's us here? You and me? Or you and Yoon Byul? Do Hyun couldn't answer. Fine. I'll settle this clearly. Jimin made a call. Hello? Justice law firm? I want divorce consultation. Yes, is tomorrow possible? Seeing this, mother-in-law said frantically, Jimin, is this really necessary? Yes, mother. Actually, no reason to call you mother anymore. Jimin hung up and said, really struggled for 5 years. Now it's over. Jimin, Do-hyun shouted, but Jimin didn't look back. She went to her room and began packing. Now I realize how foolish I was. Along with anger, strange liberation flooded Jimin's heart. No more reason to sacrifice for these people. Most importantly, strong will arose to definitely protect her property. That night, Jimin made her own plan for the first time. Meet a lawyer, proceed with divorce, completely protect the commercial building. And after that, reclaim her real dreams. You think I'm a woman without dreams? Fine. Now I'll show you what real dreams are. Jimin's eyes changed. No longer a woman who endured and persevered, but beginning to transform into a strong woman who decided her own life. Oppa, how's our business plan? Doesn't it seem like it'll be a huge hit? Of course. Your ideas are really brilliant. They met daily at upscale restaurants discussing business plans. Yoon Byul presented a business item packaged as Overseas Investment Project. Oppa, this is really reliable information. I heard from overseas contacts that the Southeast Asian real estate market is completely hot now. Really? Yes. Especially Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam. Investing now could triple returns within a year. Do-hyun's eyes sparkled. Triple returns, his heart raced just imagining it. But how much investment is needed? About 500 million won to start. Of course, more investment means bigger profits. 500 million won was big money for Do-hyun. But hearing Yoon Byul's words, it seemed worth trying. But how do I get such money? Oppa, you have the commercial building. Get a loan using that as collateral. But that's under Jimin's name. Jimin just needs to cooperate. If you're divorcing anyway, you'll divide property. Yoon Byul's logic seemed reasonable. After divorce, half the commercial building would be Do-hyun's anyway. So doing business with it wasn't bad. Days later, something more surprising happened. Yoon Byul visited the in-laws' house carrying expensive gifts. Mother, father, hello. Yoon Byul brought luxury confectionery sets and premium health foods. Oh my, why bring these? You're Do-hyun Oppa's parents, so I should naturally greet you. Mother-in-law admired Yoon Byul's sophisticated manners. Jimin never brought such luxury gifts during 5 years. Yoon Byul, you're really kind. Thank you. But mother, father, I have something to tell you. Yoon Byul seriously brought up business talk. Overseas investment, high returns, safe investment destinations. Her words sounded very logical and persuasive. Really such good opportunity exists? Father-in-law Park Sung-man showed interest. Yes, but opportunity won't stay open long. Must decide quickly. But the investment amount? Father, don't worry. Can start with small amount initially. Yoon Byul approached cunningly. First suggested investing only 100 million won. The in-laws could afford that much. Combining father-in-law's retirement fund and mother-in-law's savings made it possible. 100 million. Seems doable. Yes, exactly. And when profits come, can invest more. The in-laws fell for Yoon Byul's proposal. Especially with Jimin gone, they thought they needed new income sources. Yoon Byul, can we participate in this investment too? Of course, mother. We'll be family, so naturally should do this together. Thus, 100 million won from the in-laws passed to Yoon Byul's hands. A month later, something truly amazing happened. Yoon Byul brought 20 million won as profit returns. Mother, this is the first profit. Really? Already? Mother-in-law's eyes widened. 20% returns in 1 month. I was surprised too. Market is hotter than expected. The in-laws completely trusted Yoon Byul, and greater greed arose. Yoon Byul, can we invest more? Of course. But this time opportunity is bigger. Must invest at least 300 million won for meaningful profits. 300 million won was unmanageable for the in-laws. But Yoon Byul provided a solution. Discuss with Do-hyun Oppa. Using the commercial building makes it possible. From then, Do-hyun and in-laws began pressuring Jimin. But Jimin had already hired a lawyer and didn't comply easily. Don't know why Jimin is so stubborn. Mother, don't worry. It'll be resolved soon. Eunbyul was confident. She was actually preparing another method, getting different loans under Do-hyun's name. Upper, I'll guarantee for you. Then credit loans are sufficient. Really? You'll guarantee? Yes. We love each other. Can't I do that much? Do-hyun was moved. He was certain of Eunbyul's love. Thus Do-hyun got a 200 million won loan with Eunbyul's guarantee. Combined with in-laws' additional 100 million won, they invested a total of 300 million won. This time it'll really be a jackpot. Everyone was excited by Eunbyul's words. But then strange things began happening. Contact with Eunbyul became increasingly sparse. Eunbyul must be busy lately. Do-hyun called Eunbyul, but she didn't answer. Messages were just read and ignored. Oppa, I'm in an important meeting now. We'll contact you later. Occasional replies were like this. A week passed, 2 weeks passed. Do-hyun's anxiety grew. Mother, Eunbyul isn't contacting me. Must be busy. Doing big business. Mother-in-law remained optimistic. No, thought she had to be. Too much money was invested. But even after a month, no contact came. Do-hyun couldn't endure it and went to Eunbyul's company. Ms. Choi Eunbyul, no such person here. What? That can't be. She definitely said she works here. Sorry, but no such person in our company. Do-hyun's mind went blank. Then Eunbyul lied. Hurriedly went to the office tell where Eunbyul lived. But Eunbyul wasn't there either. That person already moved out. At the management office employees' words, Do-hyun's legs shook. Could we have been scammed? But suppressing anxious feelings, he returned home. Mother, Eunbyul moved. Moved? Why suddenly? Don't know. Company also says no such person. Mother-in-law's face hardened. Then our investment money? Must check. Do-hyun tried contacting the investment company Eunbyul had given, but the phone number was already discontinued. The number you dialed is currently not in service. Do-hyun's heart sank. Internet searches revealed no such company existed. Overseas investment, real estate projects. Everything was fake. Mother, I think we were scammed. What? Mother-in-law shouted. Scammed? That can't be. Eunbyul isn't that kind of person. But reality was cruel. When Do-hyun checked the bank, 300 million won had all disappeared from his account. Eunbyul had taken it. How could this happen? Do-hyun collapsed. 300 million won. 200 million was loans under his name. Debt to repay for years. Son, what happens to our money? Father-in-law also grasped the situation. Their lifetime savings of 100 million won had vanished. Father, I'm sorry. I misjudged. Misjudged? What happens to our retirement funds? Father-in-law got angry. Was that woman really a scammer? Mother-in-law still looked incredulous. Such a kind, pretty girl. But reality was undeniable. Eunbyul had completely evaporated. Didn't answer calls. Address was fake. Company didn't exist. Then even more shocking news came. Do-hyun's friend called. Do-hyun, don't you know a woman named Choi Eunbyul? Why? She's on the news. Wanted for multi-level scam case. Do-hyun hurriedly checked the news. Really, Eunbyul's photo appeared. Overseas investment scam ring arrested. Estimated damage 10 billion won. Reading the article revealed Eunbyul was an organized scammer. Dozens of victims existed, with total damage reaching 10 billion won. Mother, we weren't the only ones. Do-hyun showed the article to mother-in-law. Such a thing. Mother-in-law collapsed. What about our money now? Must report to police. But whether we can get money back? At Do-hyun's words, the in-laws fell into despair. But this wasn't the end. Days later, they heard even more shocking news. Do-hyun received contact from Jimin's lawyer. Mr. Park Do-hyun, I'm Ms. Han Jimin's representative lawyer. Yes, what's the matter? Calling to inform you that commercial building sale is complete. What? Do-hyun doubted his ears. Commercial building was sold? When? A week ago. Ms. Han Jimin is sole owner, so it was possible. But we're living there. That's unrelated to Ms. Han Jimin, make rental contract with new owner. Do Hyun's mind went blank. Commercial building sold? Then where should they live now? Lawyer, then we. New owner should have already contacted you. Negotiate rent or move. After hanging up, Do Hyun explained the situation to in-laws. What? Jimin sold the house, mother-in-law shouted. Then where do we live? Seems we need rental contract with new landlord. Rental contract? This is our house. But legally, it was Jimin's sole ownership. And Jimin had already proven that fact. Next day, new landlord visited. Hello, I'm Kim Cheol-soo, who purchased this building. A middle-aged man. He spoke coldly. Monthly rent will be 3 million won. Deposit is 30 million won. 30 million won. Do Hyun was shocked. They'd never paid rent since it was Jimin's ownership. Yes, market rate. Will you contract? Do Hyun and in-laws were hopeless. Lost 300 million won to scam, how could they get 30 million won deposit? Please give us more time. I'll give you a week. If no contract by then, you must leave. After new landlord left, in-laws fell into panic. Do Hyun, what do we do now? Don't know, mother. No money, nowhere to go. That house was where we originally lived. How could Jimin do this? Mother-in-law wailed. We accepted her as family for 5 years, and she betrays us like this. But objectively, everything was their own doing. They tormented Jimin, cheated, even coveted Jimin's property with another woman. Days later, even more desperate news came. News that Yoon Byul fled overseas. Overseas investment scam mastermind flees to Southeast Asia. Arrest difficult. According to the article, Yoon Byul had already fled to Vietnam, and arrest seemed difficult. But it was already too late. Jimin had already started a new life and didn't seem to forgive them. A week later, they were really evicted from the house. I was really a fool. Do Hyun sincerely regretted for the first time. But everything was already too late. 3 years later, a long queue stretched in front of the shop, with the pretty sign Jimin's Bakery. This small bakery opening at 7 a.m. had become a local landmark. Jimin was truly happy. Waking at 4 a.m. daily to knead dough, preheat ovens, and carefully bake each bread wasn't tiring at all. Rather, she was glad to work in her own space, her own way. Initially, it wasn't easy. After divorce, she used commercial building sale money to rent small premises and open the bakery, but had hardly any customers. Selling even few breads daily was difficult. But Jimin didn't give up. She trusted her bread-making skills from teacher days. When making snacks for children, most importantly, she was certain she was finally living for herself. Mom, teacher Jimin's bread is the most delicious in the world. The turning point came when one of her former students visited with his mother. The child cheered after eating Jimin's bread, and seeing this, other parents began visiting one by one. Teacher made this herself. Really delicious. Word of mouth spread. SNS reviews, blog introductions of Jimin's Bakery. Customers gradually increased. Jimin never compromised. Used only good ingredients, no preservatives or additives. Kneaded dough herself every dawn, carefully shaped each piece. Boss, bread here tastes like homemade. Right. So reassuring to give as children's snacks. After 1 year, the bakery turned profitable. After 2 years, waiting lists formed. Now, after 3 years, Jimin was preparing her second branch. Jimin, congratulations. Second branch opening is amazing. Regular customers offered congratulations. Thank you. Feels like a dream. Jimin's smile was sincere. 3 years ago, she couldn't imagine having such a day. That afternoon, Jimin was touring the second branch interior construction site, preparing to welcome more customers in a bigger store. Boss, should we install display case here? Yes, good. But please install low to match children's eye level. Jimin managed every detail. It still amazed her that all this was hers, achieved through her decisions. Then, Jimin. Hearing a voice behind her, Jimin turned around. She was shocked. Park Do-hyun stood there, but not the Do-hyun from 3 years ago. Shabby clothes, gaunt face, and most notably, servile expression. Mr. Do-hyun, Jimin spoke coldly. No longer called him Oppa. Jimin. I mean Ms. Jimin. You've done so well. Do-hyun's voice trembled. What brings you here? Just heard the news that the bakery is successful. Do-hyun was witnessing Jimin's success firsthand. Crowded shop, waiting customers, Jimin preparing even a second branch. So, Jimin, I really did wrong. Do-hyun bowed his head. It's late now, but I'm truly sorry. I was such a fool. Jimin gave no response. Just stared coldly. Jimin, I'm really struggling now. Too much debt from being scammed, hard to find work. So? Jimin's voice grew colder. Could you? Could you possibly help me? Let me work here, or... At Do-hyun's words, Jimin laughed incredulously. Let you work here? Jimin, I'm really desperate. Mother is very sick too, no money for hospital bills. Then indeed, mother-in-law Lee Myung-ja appeared. But she too had none of her confident demeanor from 3 years ago. Bent back, shabby clothes, and most notably, completely changed. Looked toward Jimin. Jimin, oh Jimin. Mother-in-law approached crying. Please, please help us. Without you, we really can't make it. Jimin looked at the two incredulously. People who had so ignored and tormented her 3 years ago were now kneeling before her. Mother. Jimin spoke calmly. Do you remember what you said to me 3 years ago? Jimin then. Then I thought wrong. How did you think wrong? At Jimin's question, mother-in-law was speechless. You said I couldn't properly be a wife, right? That Do-hyun seeking comfort outside was all my fault. Mother-in-law couldn't lift her head. And Mr. Do-hyun. Jimin looked at Do-hyun. What did you say to me? That I had no dreams, no fun, was a frustrating woman. Jimin, then I was crazy. I'm really sorry. Crazy? Weren't you sincere then? Do-hyun couldn't answer. And didn't you plan business with Ms. Yoon Bi-yul using my property? Didn't you plan loans using my commercial building as collateral? Jimin, answer me. You said those things, right? I did. But what? Anger mixed in Jimin's voice. But what? Is there any reason I should help you? Both couldn't say anything. Construction workers and passers-by watched the situation. Jimin wasn't embarrassed. Rather, she was confident. Mother, Mr. Do-hyun, let me be clear. Jimin looked at both alternately. I'm no longer your daughter-in-law or wife. Jimin, I'm not finished. Jimin's voice became more resolute. I remember how you treated me 3 years ago. Trampled my dreams, ignored my life, even coveted my property with another woman. Then it was really... Listen quietly. Jimin raised her voice for the first time. Then you abandoned me. I rose by myself. Without anyone's help, I came this far through my own strength. Both faces turned pale. Now you ask for help. With what qualification? Jimin, we were family. Mother-in-law pleaded. Family? Jimin sneered. Do family members treat daughter-in-law like servant, make her abandon dreams, even covet her property? Really sorry. Really? Does saying sorry solve everything? Jimin was resolute. I decided 3 years ago that day, never to be swayed by you again. I'll take responsibility for my own life. Jimin, please. Do-hyun tried kneeling, but Jimin raised her hand to stop him. Stop. It's embarrassing to watch. People around murmured. Jimin wasn't embarrassed, but Do-hyun and mother-in-law were different. Let me say one last thing. Jimin prepared her final words. Do you know why I could succeed like this now? Both looked up at Jimin. Thanks to you abandoning me. Shocking words. If you had treated me properly then, I'd still be living that suffocating life. Minding in-laws, just doing housework, having abandoned my dreams. Jimin's voice overflowed with conviction. But because you betrayed and abandoned me, I could start a new life. I could find my real dreams. Do-hyun and mother-in-law had nothing to say, so thank you for setting me free. As Jimin turned away, Do-hyun grabbed her again. Jimin, still we what? We lived together 5 years. Those memories. Jimin laughed, but that laugh was cold. Memories? Which memories do you mean? Daily ordering, just housework? Forcing dream abandonment, only caring for in-laws? No, that's not. Or do you mean coveting my property with another woman, trying to abandon me? Do-hyun had no more words. Mr. Do-hyun and mother, Jimin concluded finally. This is the path you chose. Take responsibility for the results, Jimin, and never appear before me again. I have a new life. Jimin spoke resolutely and turned to enter the construction site. Do-hyun and mother-in-law could only stand there watching Jimin's retreating figure. Really? Really, is it over? Mother-in-law muttered. Mother, we're too late. Do-hyun was also desperate. After they left, Jimin came out of the construction site and looked up at the sky. Her heart felt relieved. Boss, are you okay? A construction worker asked worriedly. Yes, I'm fine. Rather refreshed. Jimin really felt refreshed. 3 years of accumulated resentment seemed resolved at once. A month later, Jimin's bakery second branch opened grandly. Congratulations, boss. Staff and regular customers congratulated her. Thank you. I could come this far thanks to everyone. Jimin was sincerely grateful. That evening, Jimin sat alone in the first branch. After finishing the day's work, she was quietly lost in thought. Really, so much has happened. Comparing herself from 3 years ago with now, she'd become a completely different person. Then the shop door opened as a customer entered. Sorry, seems like you're closed. No, please come in. A young male customer in business suit seemed like an office worker. Sorry for late hour. Late due to company work. But this bakery is so famous, I wanted to try it. Thank you. What would you like? Jimin greeted the customer with a smile. Please recommend. First time here. Then try this. Our bakery's signature menu. Jimin carefully packaged the bread. Do you make it yourself, boss? Yes, I make it myself every dawn. Amazing. How long since you started business? About 3 years. Did you start alone? Yes, alone. The male customer said admiringly. Really amazing. Must not have been easy. Difficult at first, but I'm really happy now. Jimin's answer was sincere. You really look happy. Your working style looks so natural. Thank you. After the customer left, Jimin had alone time again. Now it feels like my life has really started. It really was so. Until 3 years ago, Jimin lived for others. For husband, for in-laws, her dreams and happiness were secondary. But now was different. She looked forward to waking every morning. Developing new breads, seeing customers' smiling faces was enjoyable. If that incident hadn't happened then, paradoxically, Jimin even felt grateful to Do-hyun, Yoon Byul, and the in-laws. Without their betrayal, today's happiness wouldn't exist. A message came to her phone from second branch staff. Boss, tomorrow's opening preparation complete. Really excited. Jimin smiled and replied, You worked hard. Fighting tomorrow. Looking outside, stars twinkled brightly. Jimin took a deep breath. Now my real life has finally started. Her voice was full of conviction. She wouldn't be bound by the past anymore. From now on, she'd walk only her own path. And on that path, surely more happiness and success awaited.